Hello students, welcome to the sessions of lectures of Mathematics 2. Up to last session, we have seen the basic concept of Frobenius method and how to solve the differential equation using Frobenius method. Now in today's session, we are starting with some special functions. Okay, so first we are starting with a Bessel equation, and using this Bessel's equation, we are going to define the Bessel function. First of all, the linear second order ordinary differential equation of the form x square d square y by dx square plus x dy by dx plus x square minus n square of y is equal to 0. This equation is called Bessel's equation. Okay, and here n is any non-negative real constant. That means n is any positive real constant. N has any real value. Then the solutions of Bessel equation is called a Bessel function. That means whatever the solutions that we are going to find y1 and y2, they are going to tell, we are going to tell them a Bessel functions. Now these functions have a diverse application in physics and engineering as propagation of electromagnetic waves, potential theory, diffusion involving circular symmetricity. So these all are the applications for the Bessel function. Now see, this also appears in the study of oscillation. See, oscillation theory having a chain, motion of planets and the vibrations of circular drum head. Okay, that means whatever the surface of drum head we have, and if you are going to ring it, then in that case whatever the surface movement is there, it is also going to be calculated by this Bessel's function. Now Bessel's function of first kind and second kind, there are two kind of Bessel's function. First of all, this is our second order differential equation, and we have to solve it using Frobenius method. As x equal to 0 is a regular singular point, so we are going to use the Frobenius method. So if you are going to apply the Frobenius method, then you have two roots, m is equal to minus n and n. See, instead of r, here we have written m. Okay, so here you have two roots, minus n and plus n. Okay, so two roots are there of initial equation. Then in that case, we are starting with m1 and m2. So a smaller one is m1, larger one is m2. Correct? I am concerned with both of them. Now a1 is going to be 0 for both of them. That we have to find out, and the same process we have to apply which we have applied in case 3 and case 4. And if you are finding the recurrence relation, then it will be of the form ak plus 2 is equal to minus 1 upon k plus m plus 2 the whole square minus n square into ak, or if you are writing in the form of ak, then it will be a minus a of k minus 1 divided by k plus m whole square minus n square. Okay, now here we have used r instead of k, sorry, k instead of r. Done. So this is the recurrence relation, and here if you are using the simple recurrence relation, then it is starting with k is equal to 2. But here we have written it in a simple form and it is starting with 0. So a of k plus 2 will have a value 1 upon k plus m plus 2 minus n and k plus m plus 2 plus n into ak. This is called a recurrence relation. Correct? Now, first for m is equal to m2, we are going to find a of k plus 2. Correct? So, if you are going to put m is equal to n, then in that case n will be cancelled out. So, here you have k plus 2 and here you have n plus n is 2n. First put k is equal to 0, that will give you a2 is equal to 1 upon 0 plus 2, that is 2, and 0 plus 2n plus 2, that is 2n plus 2. Here common out 2, and that will give you minus 1 upon 2 square into n plus 1, a0. Then if you are going to put k is equal to 1, then in that case a1 is 0, and that's why you have a3 as a value 0. Now put k is equal to 2, that will give you a4 is equal to minus 1 upon 4 into 4 plus 2n and into a2, but a2 is nothing but minus 1 upon 2 square into n plus 1 into a0, and if you are going to common out 2 from this one, then you have minus 1 upon 2 cube into n plus 2. So if you are going to simplify this, then you will have, we are going to separate this as a 2 into 2. So 1 2 is multiplying here, that will give you 2 raised to 4, and into 2 can be written in the form of 2 factorial into n plus 1 n plus 2. And if you are going to continue in this manner, then the generalized term, if you are writing the next term, then a6 is of the form minus a0 divided by 2 raised to 6 into 3 factorial into n plus 1, n plus 2, n plus 3. Okay. Now substitute these values in your solution. Then y1 is nothing but x raised to m, x raised to m2 into a0 plus a1 x plus a2 x square. But m2 has a value n. So you have a0 into x raised to n plus 0 plus minus 1 upon 2 square into n plus 1 into x square plus 0 plus 1 upon 2 raised to 4 into 2 factorial into n plus 1 n plus 2 x raised to 4 and so on. So simplifying and common out a0, that will give you y1 is equal to a0 x raised to n into 1 minus 1 upon 1 factorial into n plus 1 x by 2 raised to 2. See, this 2 square is written here. Same manner this 2 raised to 4 written here, and this is written in a form of 1 upon 2 factorial n plus 1 n plus 2 into x by 2 raised to 4. Okay. Now this is your y1. What we are going to do, we are going to multiply and divide with gamma n plus 1, gamma n plus 1. Okay. Now if you are going to write this in the form of gamma n plus 1, so this will be a gamma n plus 1 upon gamma n plus 1. This will be a gamma n plus 1 upon 1 factorial into n plus 1 gamma n plus 1 into x by 2 the whole square, plus here it will be a gamma n plus 1 divided by 2 factorial into n plus 1 n plus 2 into gamma n plus 1 into x by 2 raised to 4 and so on. Now see, from numerator we are going to common out gamma n plus 1, and here n plus 1 into gamma n plus 1, that will be a gamma n plus 2 by property. Same manner, this is gamma n plus 2 into n plus 2 into gamma n plus 2, that will be a gamma n plus 3. So a0 is any arbitrary value, correct? So we are going to, assuming it is constant, and we are going to put a0 is equal to 1 upon 2 raised to n into gamma n plus 1. Then y1 is going to be x by 2 raised to n into 1 upon gamma n plus 1 minus 1 upon 1 factorial into gamma n plus 2 x by 2 whole square plus 1 upon 2 factorial into x by 2 raised to 4 and so on. Here we have put a0 is 1 upon 2 raised to n into gamma n plus 1. So gamma n plus 1 cancel out, and you will have x by 2 raised to n. Now this is written in this form because see, now what we are going to do, we are going to put this value in equation. So if you are going to simplify this one, then this can be written in a form of sigma minus 1 raised to k factorial upon gamma k plus n plus 1 into x by 2 raised to 2k. And if you are going to multiply this x by 2 inside, then you will have y1 is equal to minus 1 sigma k running from 0 to infinity minus 1 raised to k divided by k factorial into gamma k plus n plus 1 into x by 2 raised to 2k plus n. Now this is the Bessel's function. This is called the Bessel's function of first kind of order n. This is the nth order Bessel's function, and this is denoted by Jn. Okay. So y1 is equal to Jn, x is equal to sigma k running from 0 to infinity minus 1 raised to k upon k factorial into gamma k plus n plus 1 into x by 2 raised to 2k plus n. Now, the second solution can be obtained by replacing n by minus n, and that will give you j of minus n x. J of minus n x is equal to sigma k running from 0 to infinity minus 1 raised to k upon k factorial into gamma k minus n plus 1 into x by 2 raised to 2k minus 1. Sorry, 2k minus n. So this is Jn, this is j of minus n, and once you have both solution, n is not an integer, it is a real value. So the general solution is given by y is equal to a jnx plus b j of minus nx, or you can write down c1 jnx plus c2 j of minus nx. But see, instead of c1 c2 we have written capital A and capital B. If n is integer, okay, then this is not going to be the solution of equation 1. Okay, as j of n and j of minus n are linearly dependent, then in that case these two are going to be linearly dependent, and in that case you have to apply the case 3. Okay, now the first result, for an integer j of minus nx is equal to minus 1 raised to n into jn of x. Now this is obtained by very simple formula, which we are starting with a function j of minus nx. j of minus n is equal to sigma k running from 0 to infinity minus 1 raised to k upon k factorial into gamma of k minus n plus 1 into x by 2 raised to 2k minus n. Correct? Since n is integer, that we are already aware of. If n is integer, here we have written the result for integer. So this is integer, k is also integer, so this can be written in the form of k minus n factorial. Now k minus n is starting with 0, 1, 2 up to so on. Then only you have the factorial value, otherwise factorial value is not possible. Correct? So that means k is starting with n. Here if you are going to add n both sides, then k is starting with n, then n plus 1, n plus 2. So it is starting with k of n. K is starting with n to infinity minus 1 raised to k factorial into k minus n factorial x by 2 raised to 2k minus n. Now put k minus n is equal to m. So k minus n is equal to m. So you have m is equal to 0 to infinity minus 1 raised to k is equal to n plus m divided by n plus m factorial into m factorial into x by 2 raised to 2m plus n. Correct? So minus 1 raised to n common out into sigma m running from 0 to infinity minus 1 raised to m upon m factorial into m plus n factorial into x by 2 raised to 2m plus n. Now this is nothing but, if you are writing this in the form of k, then this is nothing but this is your jn. So you have j of minus nx is equal to minus 1 raised to n into jn of x. Okay. Now find j0x and j1x. That means the first order and second order Bessel's function. Now j0, that means you are putting n is equal to 0. If you are putting n is equal to 0, then here the Bessel's function is reducing in the form of sigma k running from 0 to infinity minus 1 raised to k divided by k factorial into gamma n plus k plus 1 into x by 2 raised to 2k plus n. This is your definition of Jn. Here put n is equal to 0. So this is going to be a j0x is equal to sigma k 0 to infinity minus 1 raised to k divided by k factorial into k factorial into x by 2 raised to 2k. Correct? So if you are putting in a series form, then it will be a 1 minus x square by 2 square into 1 factorial whole square plus x raised to 4 by 2 raised to 4 into 2 factorial whole square minus x raised to 6 by 2 raised to 6 into 3 factorial whole square and so on. Correct? And if you are putting x is equal to 0, then you will have j00 is equal to 1. So if you are going to put different values of x, then the graph of j0x is like this. Same manner, in definition of jn, if you are going to put n is equal to 1, then you will have sigma k running from 0 to infinity minus 1 raised to k upon k factorial into gamma k plus 2 into x by 2 raised to 2k plus 1. But gamma k plus 2, that will be a k plus 1 factorial. Because say k is already integer. Okay. Here also in J0 also we have done the same thing. If you are going to put 0, then you will have k plus 1. Gamma k plus 1 is k factorial. Done? So please remember it. So here you have x into x by 2 raised to 2k minus 1. Now if you are writing in the series form, then you will have x by 2 minus x cube by 2 cube into 1 factorial into 2 factorial plus x raised to 5 by 5, 2 raised to 5 into 2 factorial into 3 factorial and continuing this way. So if you are going to put x is equal to 0, then you will have j10 is equal to 0. And the graph is like this. So, observation from the Bessel's function of first kind of order 1 and 2. Both the functions having alternating series. That is the first thing. Because see, in both of them, you have the power of minus 1. Secondly, their graphs are oscillatory. That means they are going to be oscillate in nature. Third one, the height of a wave is decreasing as the value of x increasing. That means as x increase, the wavelength is going to be decreased. Same manner, the zeros of the function are not equally spaced. That means, now see, here you have a function's value 0, then suppose here you have a function's value 0, then this distance is 3 point something something. But if you are finding this and this distance, then it is not same as whatever the first distance you have. That means the zeros are not placed equidistance. Okay, so this is the very important. So these are the topics which we have covered in today's session. If you have any doubt or any query regarding this topic, then please feel free to contact me. Thank you so much.